Welcome to India's most informative real estate show, the only one of its kind which decodes the opaque property markets across the country and gets you data-backed choices of properties to buy in your budget. With me, Sameer Jasuja, CEO and founder of Prop Equity, with, of course, armed with the research to help you take the right decision with that big chunk of money you're going to park in real estate. On the show today, what do we have? Ahead of the assembly elections in Maharashtra, both the ruling and the opposition alliances make pre-poll promises on affordable housing. The big question we're asking, will these political promises see the light of the day? Also, will the common man's housing dreams turn into reality? As CREDAI approaches Competition Commission and requests CCI to set up an expert panel to frame a model builder-buyer agreement. Will it minimize the home buyer's misery? Then, of course, top properties culled out in Bangalore, 45 lakh rupees budget, Chennai 45 to 50 lakh, Thane at 85 lakh, Gurgaon will go up to 1 crore, in Lucknow we'll find some budget homes at 35 lakhs. So, lots of cities, lots of news lined up on today's show. After being hauled up by the Competition Commission of India for one-sided buyer-seller agreements several times in the recent past, CREDAI, the industry body of real estate developers, now wants CCI to set up an expert panel to frame a model document. Will this resolve the home buyers' grievances given the fact there is still a large number of developers, or there are a large number of developers who are not members of CREDAI? Oinita Moja has the story.
With increased scrutiny of its business dealings, including the buyer-seller agreements by the Fair Trade Regulator or the Competition Commission of India, the real estate industry has sought CCI's help in drafting a model contract. CREDAI feels that by involving the CCI to draft a balanced document, the industry's business practices will get aligned with the country's competition laws, thereby reducing the frequent CCI interventions and help address consumers' concerns.
We are proposing to CCI that we will be more than happy to have a joint committee with CCI in which CCI can nominate its own expert members as they deem fit, maybe the legal as well as technical members, and co-opt 2 to 3 developers from CREDAI, CREDAI's executive body or national body, and let us together sit down and review our agreements and our code of conduct and come out with a standardized draft.
CREDAI's move is prompted by recent spike in the number of cases of home buyers approaching CCI against developers, primarily due to lopsided buyer-seller agreements, which leaves very little option for the home buyer in case of change in building plan, for building outlay and delay in possession.
CCI के वर्डिक्ट और CCI ने के DLF के अगेंस्ट में वर्डिक्ट आने के बाद बायर्स का एक्चुअली मनोबल बढ़ा है, जिससे कि वो इतना कर सकते हैं कि अगर हम अप्रोच करते हैं और बिल्डर के अगेंस्ट जाते हैं तो उनके फेवर में कुछ हो सकता है.
Realty players admit that contracts have been pro-developer, but they also point that changes in building plans are bound to happen due to changes in policies and legislations over time, as large housing projects development usually span over 8 to 10 years.
History is that the developers as stronger parties vis-a-vis individuals have had contracts which are more in their favour. I would think that's probably a fair statement to make. I think a key element for the industry really is to build trust with the consumer base and transparency. And I think you do need to recognise, I think, when you go through a large development that there will be changes.
The Competition Commission of India, set up under Competition Act of 2002, is a fair trade regulator that deals with trade issues across industries with powers to intervene in case of complaints arising out of abuse of dominance, cartelization and bid rigging. If found guilty of flouting competition laws, CCI has powers to impose stiff financial penalty. CCI had earlier drafted a model contract while looking into the DLF case. Developers found the contract too pro-consumer. Clearly, striking a balance between the consumers and the developers will be a challenge. In New Delhi, Oinita Moja, NDTV.
Well, it's a positive step that CREDAI itself has approached the CCI's help or asked for CCI's help to draft out a model buyer-seller agreement which is not one-sided but weighs out both their demands and needs. On that note, let's take our callers. We've got Sanjay Kumar joining us from Bangalore. Sanjay, hi, go ahead with your question.
Hi, madam. My question is, my budget is 45 lakhs. I want to purchase 2 BHK flat in Bangalore. Which project I will invest for rent and growth appreciation, madam?
All right, so it's an investment question. It's good to know that Bangalore also has some investors, Sameer, because we keep thinking it's an end user market, so some interest there. 45 lakh rupees, it's a budget home, isn't it? So decent budget, but which locations where he'll get some rental value and also appreciation? So clearly close to employment generating locations,
Absolutely
right?
And we get to nearby locations with this kind of a budget to Electronic City, where we have 2 micro markets shortlisted for you. One is Bangalore Road and the other one is Sarjapur Road. Both these micro markets draw a lot of employment residential kind of demand from the Electronic City, and what you can also see these 2 micro markets perform is quite well, 26% over 2.5 years or 10% on an annualized basis. The inventory overhang is also below the danger zone. Sarjapur Road is 23 months and Bangalore is 15 odd months. The weighted average price scale now depicts pricing at about 4,000 rupee levels, with Sarjapur Road having touched 4,350. But we've got projects for you which are much lower than the weighted average price, so there's a scope of further appreciation in addition to the appreciation that these micro markets will naturally see. So there could be good investment bets. TG Lakeview by TG Developers in Bangalore Road. This project is got about 128 odd units. It's a G+4 storied low-rise structure with 3 blocks. All approvals are in place, and the project should be completed by 2015, and it has 14 decent amenities. Eternity Ecstasy by Eternity Structures in Bangalore Road, priced at 31 to 3,200. This is close to the nice road, so very good location. It's also a low-rise structure, G+3 structure, and it benefits from the accessibility to major micro markets like Banarghatta Road and Electronic City through its various connecting roads. Again, all approvals are in place. SLV Paradise at 3,300. Just before the railway track of Sarjapur Road. This has 2 blocks of G+3 stories. Block 1 will be ready by the end of this year, and the developer is giving a Khata CC and OC.
All right, so Sanjay, 3 projects we've culled out in the 2 markets which we've just highlighted, and these 2 markets are Sarjapur, very close to Sarjapur Road, which is Bangalore, and we also have the other market for you, and that's the Sarjapur Road, isn't it? Bangalore and Sarjapur Road.
Yeah.
All right, so 2 locations, 45 lakh budget. And remember though, capital appreciation, past trends of these markets show that capital appreciation has been in the range of about 11 to 12% per annum. That's how the Bangalore market appreciates. So do keep that in mind. Sober long-term expectations for Bangalore is always a good thing. Rahul Chatterjee on the phone line with us. Rahul, hi. Thanks for joining us. How can we help you?
Hi Manisha. Hi Samir. And thanks a lot for taking my question on the show. I have been a big fan of this show from the very beginning. So, thanks for again considering my question on the show.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, Rahul.
Yeah. So, Manisha and Samir, I have booked a flat in a project called as GR Regent Park from GR Developers. And this project is located in Kotagiri off Banarghatta Road. This is an under construction project, and the possession is in 2017. Wanted to know your views in terms of end-use purposes, and how is Kotagiri going to be in future in terms of investment destination? What is the weighted average price for the location, inventory overhang, etc.?
Okay, all right. So great. So you have, of course, been following the show very closely because you're asking us for data points as we've been showing for all the projects and locations. Track record of the developer seems to be really good. So at least he's made a good decision in terms of the developer per se. What about the location, Kotagiri? What do you think, Sameer?
I think Kotagiri is a good project for end use and investment. The project is just off Banarghatta Road in the recent past the appreciation has not been that high, but that gives you a high opportunity of investing in this market and seeing better returns going forward. So if you were to look at the price appreciation trends, they've not been that good. It's been about 5.5% appreciation over the last on an annualized basis, and the weighted average price is 3550, but that's the overall mid-segment price. The inventory overhang is below the danger zone of 20 months. The project that you have purchased is in a much better location, so sometimes better located projects do command a premium, and this is the case with your project at 4150 rupees a square foot. This project is definitely a good purchase. This project is also close to the Meenakshi Mall, so social infrastructure is 2 kilometers in terms of shopping. Hospitals are 3 to 4 kilometers and schools are 2 to 4 kilometers, which is a great plus point for this project. In addition to that, it's spread over 4 acres of G+12 stories, so mid-rise development, which is also very decent. And since the project's launch price is going to be 4,500 rupees, currently they're offering at 4,150. So I think this is also a good investment to have been made.
I know. I think he's already bought into it at 4,150 per square foot.
4,500.
So 4,500. There's been some appreciation. And Rahul, really, if you look at good locations in any tier 1 city of the country, anything under in that range of 4,000 to 4,500 or even 3,500 to 4,500 rupees per square foot, you can't really go wrong much, isn't it, Sameer? Those projects are the mid-budget homes which have a lot of takers, and as infrastructure becomes better of that location, they're just bound to do well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so good decision. Thumbs up from us, Rahul. Hopefully the market Gotagere will catch up in momentum because it's reasonably priced. Sometimes those markets also spurt up as demand catches up. Senthil Kumar writes in with a question on Chennai. He says, I have booked and registered a property in TVH Toss Egatur OMR, Chennai in November 2011. Details of the property he's given us, area, etc. The flat completion time is 2.5 years from the date of registration, which is November 2011, according to the agreement from the builder. Till now, the construction is not completed. Developer is saying that he will complete it by December 2014, but I can't believe it since only 3 floors are completed. What should I do? Should I hold it or sell it? Well, I think if he's only completed 3 floors, there's no way that this property is going to get completed by December 2014, Sameer. That we can be rest assured of. I mean, buyers are not fools. They can go and see what's happening. If the structure is fully ready, it takes 1.5 to 2 years to then do the finishing work.
Absolutely.
Here, you don't even have the structure which is ready, though it's not a very high-rise sort of a project.
See, the USP of the project is basically it's a IGBC green certified project. It's got open spaces of about 75% of the area. The project is definitely delayed, and you're going to definitely see another year and a half of the project time getting extended with respect to completion, since you're very concerned about your home loan interest and the rent that you're paying. It may be a better idea for you to exit this property in Navalur, and we've got some options for you that you would may want to reinvest your monies into. We've got the same micro market Navalur, and we've got Padur. Both micro markets are safe on the inventory overhang with respect to price appreciation going forward. If you look at the price appreciation, not very high, 6% and 9% on an annualized basis, Padur being a little higher. Inventory overhang, as I mentioned, is 15 and 20 months, with Padur being about 20 months. On the weighted average price scale for the mid segment, Navalur is 4550 and Padur is 3750. The 2 projects that we are recommending are Valencia by Creations and Navalur. This is 3950. The project has 256 exclusive units close to the toll gate of Navalur, and the total area is about 3.39 acres. The project is in close vicinity to Chettinad Hospital, Sipcot and other schools. Janani Blue Bells by Sri Jani Homes. This project is near the SR Engineering College, just off OMR Road. The project will have basic amenities, but a good clubhouse, and it's a decent sized project of 288 odd units, and this project is going to be ready in December 2014. So if you consider looking at projects that are readily getting completed, both these options match that criteria.
Okay, so there is more surety, Sameer, of both these projects. Let's bring up the summary there. That's Valencia Creations and Janani Bluebells. These 2 will get completed by 2014. The stage of construction is much ahead. than the existing. So, well, there is a transaction cost though, Sameer, isn't it, associated with actually flipping a property. So if you had to weigh that, it's still better to get out of a project which is so delayed and invest in another one.
Since
has that
his
big
concern
concern,
is with respect to
rent
rent
and EMI.
in EMI, that's why we're suggesting, because then you might as well go in with the project which is more sure and you'll save some monies there.
I know. You know, in a sense, the latest offerings that you're seeing from a large number of developers, which is zero EMI till you get possession, I think that's basically come in because buyers are so fed up of all these delays. They just don't want to go out there and, you know, invest in a house or buy a house, worrying when is it going to come into their hands. So, well, if you can get into deals like that where you have zero EMI still possession, especially if you have a big rent concern, it's not a bad deal at all. So those are your two options, Valencia Creations in Janani Blue Bells, if you want to switch out of the project. And we do think it might be a good idea if you can find a buyer and see some appreciation and able to flip. It's hard work, but worth doing it. All right, on the other side, affordable housing takes center stage in Maharashtra politics ahead of the state elections. We bring you a special report on that. And of course, we also get you a lot of other hot properties across the country. So stay with us.